develop a new stakes race or series, what would the conditions be?
It would probably be some kind of a condition race for 2- and 3-year-olds that weren't quite good enough for the open stakes. Just some kind of a non-winners or something, just to give those horses a race when they needed it.
That's a tough one. I don't know. For maidens?
I think I would look for something for younger trotters, and especially fillies, because there's not that much for fillies.
I'd like to see a race for trotting mares, older trotting mares that go for big money other than just the Breeders' Crown. You know, it'd be nice to see older trotting mares raced a little longer.
If I could develop a new stake race or a series of stake races, I would probably accommodate more to aged trotting mares because they don't get enough races, I think.
Probably aged trotters.
I like the open, like the free for all pacers. That's always been my favorite. I love watching those old horses like Foiled again. I know that's not new, but I mean I just love watching those horses race.
If there's a new series I could be a part of, I'd say aged horses, something more the B-track circuit for aged horses. There's a lot of young stakes and a lot of everything else out there, but those horses don't get a lot of chance.
I think it would have to be, for one thing, for aged pacers. And they have the levy there at Yonkers that lasts for 6 weeks. I would love to have something like that major here in Canada. More than 2 legs in a final, like something like 6 weeks in a final, and maybe take some of the money off the 2- and 3-year-old and make it for age horses to keep those really nice age horses around, you know?
Actually, I've never really thought much about it, but I like the one that they're doing in the States now with those free-for-all pacers or whatever, having all the different legs, so not that I can take credit for that, but I like that one, so I'll stay with that, I guess.
I definitely think Grawl has the right step in making 4-year-old races and trying to keep horses at the racetrack. So I'd say if Woodbine, I know they've done a great job having a lot of races like that, or have started putting them in, but to keep those horses into racing, those stallions, an extra year and have them create a fan base, and I think that'd be really nice.
Definitely for older horses. I think it's difficult to get 2-year-olds to the races in the climate we live in. So 4-year-olds, absolutely.
Ontario sired 4-year-olds would be all right for that, just for up here. It'd help us out right now, whether there's still tracks or not. For non-winners with 100,000 life, some Ontario sired 4-year-olds, non-winners with 100,000 life or something would be a good one, I think.
It would be a 4-year-old stake race for Ontario sires, I think. A lot of Ontario sires don't make much money at 2 and 3 for various reasons. I'd have a stake race for 4-year-olds, Ontario sired.
Probably for 4-year-olds, like the not so good ones, like because everyone has 3-year-old years, and just have a 4-year-old OSS or something like that.
It would be for OSS horses that are 4-year-old and older, to give those horses a chance to continue to race in the province of Ontario.
I think I personally would develop for Ontario sired horses like a 4-year-old sire stakes program. Just give them more opportunity to race as they go on.
Maybe for Ontario sire 4-year-olds, that's the best I could come up with.
For years when I was in OHA, I tried to get them to have sire stakes for 4- and 5-year-olds, less for 2-year-olds, and then races for 4- and 5-year-olds. They would be combined, 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds would race together, and they say the breeding farms don't want it, but I don't see why they wouldn't. When they sell a yearling, it should be worth more if it can still race in stakes as a 4- and 5-year-old. And I pushed for that for years, but I couldn't get anybody to agree with me. And they used to do it in New York, and I don't know if they do it now, but at one time they did. But I think there should be 4- and 5-year-old sire stakes combined, and less for 2-year-olds. I don't think these 2-year-olds should be racing 12 or 14 times, but it's only my opinion.
I think they should have a stakes series for 4- and 5-year-olds Ontario sired. When they're done the sire stakes, they could have another program for them.
What about just adding like a third division to the sire stakes program, like the Ontario Sire Stakes program, have A, B, and C division, something like that?
I'd probably aim it towards older horses for sure, 4-year-olds and up. Ontario owned because I think we need to protect our business here in Ontario like a lot of jurisdictions have, and we maybe were a little late to the table for that, but that'd be along the lines that I would go.
With what's going on right now in Ontario, I'd like to see something just for, Ontario owners or something like that. Well, something along the lines like that.
They've canceled so many good stake races on us now that I wouldn't begin to know where to start with anything new. As I say, we've had some great stake races at Toronto, at Woodbine, Mohawk, late closers that we don't have anymore. The sire stakes, I mean, we had the best. I just don't think there's anything we could do other than go back to what we had.
Actually, you know what? I'd like to see a claiming series come to Woodbine. They're at all the B tracks, and it's always very competitive, and it creates a lot of claiming and a lot of people's interest. So yeah, I'd like to see a couple of claiming series here.
I think I would make a series for claimers, like 10 to 20 claimers, a couple of those series, get a little more money on their card.
The conditions would be only drivers 50 or older can compete in it.
Well, I'd probably do something like drivers over 200 pounds only. Then I might have a shot to actually drive a horse at this track and be competitive. So there might be a couple other guys around here that would be eligible, but I'd do something like that for sure.